everyone, so the World Cup is over. Why did it have to end? And now I have to make one of these kind of videos where I come in front of the camera and talk about what's coming up next to the channel. But before everything, allow me to address the green screen in the room. Ha! So funny. But really now, it was time for another channel upgrade, and as you can see, I finally got one of these actual green screen backgrounds. Because until now I simply just improvised something and it really didn't look good. I was also using an older camera, and since I got this new one, it was slightly better, but still not perfect or not good enough because it wasn't the actual thing. It was just a mess. I was placing a big shit of material. I always had to iron it. I always had to try and stretch it because wrinkles on your green screen is a big no-no. So anyway, I finally got one of these and I'm very happy with it. It really is great, of course, and it's finally, like I said, the real thing. And in fact, I will demonstrate in this video, well, not just to show it off, but because I actually need it and actually planned this video in this way. So as the World Cup has ended, I once again have to say that it has been a fantastic tournament. Really fun to watch. So many great matches. A few ones that were kinda but you know, those still happened. But overall, amazing. Just underdogs going all the way to the final. I mean, you had Portugal, you had Brazil, you had Spain, you had Belgium in the knockout stage. You'd think that at least one of those teams would easily reach the final, but that was not the case. Croatia made it, and I'm not sure how many people would have given them a chance of reaching the final. And even though England has not reached the final and even finished 4th, I will not let this overshadow the fact that it truly was a great tournament. And unfortunately, as soon as the referee blew the whistle for the final time yesterday, the 4-year wait for the next World Cup has started. I mean, you know, it cannot last forever, it cannot last throughout the entire year, but it's very anticipated. There's so much hype building up to every World Cup, and once it's here, you know, you enjoy it, you watch match after match, and then fewer and fewer teams are remaining, there's fewer matches being played daily, there's bigger gaps between the match days, bigger periods of breaks, and you realize it's coming to an end, and before you know it, it's actually over. So once again, congratulations to France. It was amazing to have 2 European teams in the final, and it is once again confirmed that European football dominates world football, since we've only had European teams crowned as world champions since 2006. So now all the World Cup hype is gone. All the plans for World Cup videos are gone because, well, there's nothing left to do. I enjoyed simulating the matches. It really has been a lot of fun and interesting to see how the game has predicted some results right. Unfortunately, some of the videos didn't meet my expectations, but I think I probably had just higher expectations than I should have had for those videos. But now it really doesn't matter, as we have a full season ahead of us. And there's only about a month left until most of the big leagues will start, at least the leagues that I will cover. But there'll be plenty of new leagues that I'll cover, by the way, and this is what I want to talk about in this video. So for the past week I've been thinking, you know, well, the World Cup final is coming soon, and then I have to stop thinking what other videos I make, what other series to resume and stuff. And I just realized by checking the footballing calendar that the International Champions Cup begins on July 20th. And of course, it's already a tradition for this channel pretty much. It will be the 3rd year in a row when I'm going to cover the competition. It is going to happen, yes. I do think that it's a great friendly tournament for the summer to fill in those boring days without league football action. Of course, this year has been an exception with the World Cup, but in the past years it has been an even better opportunity to enjoy some club football, and especially for the Asian and American fans, where these teams would travel to see their favorites live. So I really think that ICC is a great tournament, a great experience for everyone attending it. And I mean, I don't have to say, just look at it. It's huge. It's a huge competition right now. and in just a few years it has become a tradition, like I said. So starting this Friday, expect International Champions Cup action here. Again, a fully covered tournament, so that means commentary for every single video, covering every single match. And actually before that, starting tomorrow, the second leg will begin for the Champions League and Europa League first round qualifiers. And I already covered some of the matches last week, but the point is, I realized that I can't take any break, but that really isn't a problem. I enjoy doing this, I really love it, and getting feedback from the viewers is fantastic. Seeing how people are enjoying my videos, how they are coming back to watch them, it's just a great feeling. So in conclusion, there will be a ton of football action until the leagues will start. We have, like I said, the International Champions Cup and the Champions League and Europa League qualifiers, and then we'll move on to league football. In fact, the Russian Premier League is the first competition starting very soon, in I think about a week. And there are also some leagues that have already started or will start at the same time that will be in PES 2019, and unfortunately I can't cover them right now, so I'm waiting for PES 2019. Anyway, it's going to be released in a little over a month. It's coming very soon, so I'm of course very much looking forward to that. And speaking of PES 2019, tomorrow they start the European press tour. They will present the game at various locations in different countries, and will allow press to record footage and pretty much write up previews of the game. Hopefully we'll hear lots of great news. Hopefully they will present a better, even further improved code than at E3, and hopefully we'll also get some news regarding the new licenses. On July 21st, the PES League World Final will take place, the esports competition of PES, and they said they will announce the demo date at that event. Very much looking forward to that as well, finally, because for the first time in many years, I think 5 years now, PC gamers will get a demo as well. So finally I'll be able to play the game before release. I'll be able to give you a first impression on the demo and not the actual game release on its first day. There's been some rumors that Celtic and Rangers will be premium partners for PES, so that means that they will have the player scanned, and not only that, they will also have their stadiums license, which I think would be great news, because having the old firm perfectly recreated with atmosphere and everything licensed in PES, I really think it would be a great experience, and I would really love to see that. But anyway, as new info will come out, expect short update videos on the matter. And I'm really looking forward to the announcements. Hope they will reveal some great stuff. So now moving on to telling you what kind of videos you should expect in the future on this channel. So finally getting a green screen background like this means that I'll be able to do more facecam videos, which is what I wanted to do. If you remember, I used to do videos like this for Master League and Become a Legend series. I want to do this again and bring back facecam for those series. I want to do a career mode in FIFA 19 as well, because it's something that I attempted to do and wasn't able for various reasons. And most importantly, I want to live stream much more often. In just a few moments I will announce how I planned the schedule for the upcoming season. The way I'll upload videos, it will be completely changed, completely new. So hopefully that will help me and allow me to have much more time to live stream, because I love live streaming. It's a great opportunity to interact with the viewers. It's a great opportunity to bring new people to the channel actually, because very often I had people just finding the live stream, saying they like the channel, and now they've been subscribed for months or maybe even a year or two since they discovered the channel. So it really is a great opportunity. I just love interacting with the viewers in real time, talking with you guys, and I've wanted to do this more often for a long time, but I always felt let down by the green screen that I had. It looked terrible. It took me a lot of time to set up because I had to check 100 things, and the results were mediocre at best, and I don't want my viewers to feel insulted. I don't want my viewers to click on a live stream and see a crappy camera angle with crappy green screen and think, oh, what is this guy doing? So yes, from now on expect many more live streams, and not only with PES or FIFA, but with other games as well, one of which I'll announce right away. But I also promised a motor racer live stream. If you remember the episodes from the games from my past series, I've asked you if you agree with what I said in that episode. I realized that I couldn't finish all the tracks in one episode, or I could, but it would be pretty long. So I asked if you would like the idea of doing it live, and I actually had a poll running on the community page, and all the votes, every single vote was in favor of my proposal. So wow, that was great. That was great to see, and it will happen. I promised it. I know it's been about 2-3 weeks since then, but I did not forget about it, and you will see it live maybe this summer actually. So now I'll present to you everything that I want to cover from now on this channel. So this autumn I'll be focusing on 3 big games: FIFA 19, PES 2019 and Battlefield 5, with Battlefield 5 being the game I said I would also like to live stream more often. I haven't played Battlefield 1 anymore since I think about a year. In fact, the last time we played it was on a live stream sometime in November or October of last year, and it just got stale, and unfortunately, you know, all these DLCs sold separately have separated the fan base, and there were a lot of empty servers, and I don't know, the game just kind of lost its charm and fun. And hopefully with Battlefield 5, without having a season pass, with having free DLC and everything, it will hopefully be much more populated. And from what I've seen until now, the gameplay seems vastly improved. I like what I saw. Looking forward to the open beta, as they said, coming early September. And now back to football, which is of course the biggest, most covered subject on this channel. So I will mention for every league what I'm going to do, because I thought of mixing the 2 games with some leagues, so covering some matches both in FIFA and PES. Anyway, I'll explain it. There'll be a ton of new leagues that I'll cover. Never before seen leagues on this channel, so I'm very excited for the upcoming football season. And the way I chose these teams were based on their performances from the previous season. So you will see mostly the champions and the top teams afterwards, with some minor exceptions, maybe a special kind of derby, or maybe let's say a champion will be decided in the very last match, and even if those 2 teams won't be mentioned in the following minutes, I will cover those matches. So expect some exceptions as well, but the main series, the main videos will feature the clubs that I will mention right now. So starting with the Premier League, I will only cover this in FIFA 19, and I think this decision needs no explanation. The Premier League is perfectly represented in the game. You have scoreboards, you have broadcast TV-like graphics, you have managers, you have every little detail about this league in the game. Most importantly, every single stadium licensed in the game. So the teams that we will follow in the Premier League are Man City, Man United, Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal. The top 6 teams. Again, some exceptions here and there. I will always let you know. Again, the World Cup is over, so I'll be back to announcing the videos in the morning or the day before. The videos you will see those certain days on my Twitter page, my Facebook page, and most importantly my community page, which I absolutely love, but unfortunately YouTube has to neglect it by not offering us notifications. Like, I ask you for some opinions, you might respond, and I have to go and check that page manually from time to time whenever I remember, because I get no notification. So if I get an answer for you guys, I might not even be aware, because I receive nothing, which is unfortunate. But I really love the community page. It's a great place to get together with my subscribers, with my audience, and I love interacting with you guys there. And now moving on to the Spanish La Liga. This might be covered only in FIFA 19. There have been some rumors that they will get all the stadiums for the La Liga, so they will give La Liga the same treatment as the Premier League. I already think it was looking great, because you had the presentation, everything done very well, very realistically. But if they also get the all the stadiums, that would certainly be amazing, and if that's the case, expect all the matches to be simulated in FIFA 19, with the exception of course of Barcelona. Barcelona's home matches at least will be simulated in PES because they have the Camp Nou exclusively. And interestingly enough, here are the teams that we'll cover from the La Liga: Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid and Valencia. I said interestingly enough because these are exactly the 4 clubs I mainly followed in the previous season, and it just shows which top clubs are consistent in this league. Very interesting. When I wrote this down, I found this very interesting. Then the Bundesliga, again, there'll be a mix of FIFA and PES in here because PES will get, I think, for the first time ever in the series, the Veltins Arena. It's a stadium that has been in FIFA, and I've covered Schalke's matches in FIFA because of that. But now, since it's in PES 2, it's not exclusive, but since it's in PES for the first time, it's something, you know, a bit more special. So Schalke's whole matches will be covered in PES. Bayern's matches, for instance, will be covered only in FIFA because they have the Allianz Arena. And Borussia Dortmund might be covered only in FIFA as well because they've pulled out of their contract with Konami, and apparently they won't have this stadium anymore. Or I'm not sure if it's going to be exclusive to FIFA. But anyway, they moved to EA, so it might be they might be a premium partner with EA now, so they might have the stadium only in FIFA. But anyway, the 4 teams from the Bundesliga: Bayern Munich, Schalke, Hoffenheim and Borussia Dortmund. Now, the Serie A, the Italian league. Well, again, I'm not really sure what will happen with this. There have been some rumors that EA will get the Serie A exclusively licensed too. As you know, it's not licensed, or it wasn't licensed until now in neither one of the 2 games, so I'll have to wait and see what happens. You might have noticed that I said rumors plenty of times until now, and this is exactly what happened. Everything I planned until now was on the little information that we got so far and on rumors that have been circulating around recently. We are still awaiting announcements, and again, depending on what new leagues PES will reveal and all that stuff, I'll have to decide which teams and how I'll cover the leagues, and if again with mixing both games or just PES or something. But that of course will be new information that will come out after this video. Every update will either come out in upcoming videos or on my community page, which again I always like to keep active and keep you updated there. So the teams that will cover from the Serie A: Juventus, Napoli, Roma, Inter Milan, Lazio and AC Milan. Now again, Juventus' stadium is exclusive to FIFA. If PES will still have the Stadio Olimpico in PES 2019, then Lazio's and Roma's matches will be simulated in PES. Same with the Milan teams. If they keep the San Siro stadium, you'll see the home matches of those teams in PES. There are still plenty of things that we do not know. We're still waiting for new information to come out. So again, I will update everything needed if new things will come up. Now, moving on to the leagues that will be mostly, if not completely, simulated in PES. These are leagues, some of them are in FIFA or were in FIFA. For instance, the Russian Premier League was in FIFA, and interesting enough, I started for the first time covering it last season. Now it moves to PES, exclusively to PES, which is very exciting. But anyway, these are leagues that might still be in FIFA, but it's sort of a big deal for PES. It's a big event. PES 2019 will feature the biggest number of licensed leagues since the series has started. Actually, I think it's the biggest edition of leagues. They'll have, you saw, lots of trophies for the new leagues and also the leagues they had already, so they are starting to treat these licenses much better. Finally, I know, right? And they also said that we'll have different scoreboards and menus, something like that, if I understand. So unique presentation depending on the league. That's something that I very much wanted to see. It's interesting to see if they will implement it like FIFA. FIFA is doing it very good. So for instance, if you go in exhibition match, which is what we do when we're simulating matches for videos, if you pick 2 teams for the same league, you'll automatically get the scoreboard and the graphics for that certain league. So if you pick 2 Bundesliga teams, the game will interpret it as a Bundesliga match. If you pick 2 Premier League teams, the game will interpret it as a Premier League match, and so on. This is great. It's not so great when, for instance, you want to cover an FA Cup match and both teams are from the Premier League. It would still be considered a Premier League match. That's kind of awkward, but anyway, it's interesting to see how PES will implement it. I hope they will do it like FIFA in exhibition mode, because if they do it for Master League, it's going to be a little complicated unless they realistically recreate the season schedule. If they will do that, Master League will be fine too. I'll be able to cover the matches in the simulations. If not, then we'll see how we'll work it out. So, starting with the Belgium League, the teams that will cover from this league are Club Brugge, Standard Liège, and Anderlecht. Again, waiting for future announcements, but they said they'll have plenty more licensed stadiums in PES 2019 as well. It would be great to see at least, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 stadiums per new league. That would be fantastic. Next, the Danish Superliga. God, I hope I'll pronounce this right. See, new leagues also means new challenges. Pronouncing team names correctly, and there'll be a lot of players that I'll have to try and pronounce correctly. So, from the Danish Superliga, Midtjylland, Brøndby, Nordsjælland, and Copenhagen. Please don't kill me if I got those wrong. I promise I'll load them in case I did. And the Eredivisie, the Dutch Championship as well, which I tried to cover in the past. In fact, I don't think I managed to upload any video, but I had intentions to. I just don't know why I didn't get to doing it. But starting from new season, I will cover the Dutch league as well, with the following teams: PSV Eindhoven, Ajax, AZ, Almar, and Feyenoord. Next, Liga NOS, the Portuguese league, a wonderful league with great teams and interesting matches. They had it in the game, but with only 3 clubs licensed. Interesting enough, so it happens. This will be the exact same clubs that I'll follow in this new season, even if the whole league is licensed. But since the whole league is licensed, that's actually the entire reason I will cover it. So, Porto, Benfica, and Sporting Lisbon. These are the clubs that will follow in the new season. If we would see the stadiums for these 3 teams in the game, again, that'll be absolutely fantastic. Moving on to Ligue 1, the French league. Again, it's a league that I only covered in PES until now. I think FIFA has the Parc des Princes PSG stadium exclusively, I'm not sure. Again, it depends on who has which stadium. There might be a mix of both games in this one, but the teams are Paris Saint-Germain, Monaco, Lyon, and Marseille. And here we have it, the Russian Premier League, which will be featured exclusively in PES. It has moved from FIFA, and the country that hosted the recently ended World Cup. Again, thank you Russia for the wonderful tournament. I have no choice here. This league will only be covered in PES 2019, and the teams that will follow are CSKA Moscow, Lokomotiv Moscow, Spartak Moscow, and Zenit St. Petersburg. I know 3 clubs from the same city, the capital city, but those were the standings in the previous season. Next, the Swiss League. An interesting league with only 10 teams, but some great clubs that proven themselves in the European competitions. And here are the teams that we will follow: Young Boys Bern, Basel, and Zurich. And finally, the Scottish Premiership. I'm so happy that PES has gotten this league licensed, and I'm also happy to see lots of Scottish fans receiving the news very well. They're actually very excited to see this in PES, and I've read a few opinions saying that they will completely ditch FIFA if they get the stadiums, or you know, the Celtics and Rangers stadiums. If they will do that, and I hope they will announce this at the World Tour or European Tour, whatever, that they'll be hosting this week. I hope they will announce those. It would be great. But anyway, the 4 teams that we will cover from this league are Celtic, Aberdeen, Rangers, and Hibernian. So that's about it. Again, everything has been planned and based on what we know until now. As things will change, as things will be updated, I will let you know too. And I'll have to see what new things come up, hopefully interesting things. And of course, I hope I will be able to run these games, because my PC is running perfectly fine and I have no problem with it until now, thankfully. But it's starting to age, and my current goal still is to work up and save up the money that I need for a new one. Hopefully I'll be able to do this maybe in a year's time at least. I don't know, I'll have to see, but in case I'm not going to be able to do that, then that might be bad news. But I want to end in a positive way. So if anyone would ask me why I'm still doing this, why do I keep at it, and why am I doing it in the first place, I just find it interesting to see how games and sports simulations specifically are advancing every year. I found it fascinating to see how a game can correctly predict some results at least, but if they get most of them right, then it means that they've really come a long way, and they've advanced in such a great way. They can use real life data, real, team forms and player forms to determine the result of an upcoming fixture quite accurately. For instance, there were quite a few matches that the game has correctly predicted for the World Cup, so I ran the series with all the fictional knockout stage matches in PES in May, and it correctly predicted Mexico's win against Germany, among others, but that's the most remarkable one that I will remember for a long time. And I uploaded that video about a month before the actual match took place, so it was really interesting to see this, and that's about it. I find it really interesting how games can, more and more actually simulate the real thing. Now, I don't want to be a spam channel and just put out endless gameplay videos without any personality. I want to add personality to this channel, and that is why I will try to commentate as many matches as I can. Now, in FIFA, the commentary is very well done, and the Premier League and La Liga and all the leagues that I'll mainly cover in FIFA will have the in-game commentary because it's good. In PES, I also had the commentary turned on for, say, the Spanish League, the Bundesliga, pretty much every language other than English, because I think the commentary is terrible, or maybe at least just pretty bad or bad compared to FIFA's, just not as good. It's quite repetitive, and it's just, it's not the commentators, because I love the commentators that I got in PES. It's the way the commentary is being directed. It always seems unlicked, it always seems broken, and it just straight out seems like, well, what it is, just different bits of recorded dialogue put together, kind of like an amateur editor would do for a video in post-production, and keeping the commentary on for other languages that I don't necessarily understand fully. At least, there's a different language, even if things might be, repetitive and the commentary might be similar to the English commentary. At least I'm not noticing it because I don't fully understand the language, so that's why I kept the commentary on for PES. It's now interesting to see with the new leagues how they'll handle commentary. For instance, if they got the Russian Premier League, I would expect Russian commentary, right? But anyway, you should expect more videos with commentary provided by yours truly. And for this reason, since many more new leagues mean a lot more new videos or uploads during the weekend when match weeks are usually scheduled. For this reason, I am changing the schedule of uploading. Until now, I would usually upload the video about 2 hours before the match started, and for this, I had to finish the videos in time. I recorded the videos covering the matches in the same day, so I'll wake up early in the morning and try to finish them all until 11 or 12, or at least finish the first one if I'll have to post it at, say, 12 PM or 1 PM or something like that. And if something went wrong, and let's say a file was corrupted, or I made a mistake, or I didn't press record, or anything that would occur would just be a big obstacle in my way, and it will make me waste time, and sometimes I would not even be able to upload or rather publish the video at the time I should have. And so to fix this issue, to also have more time to record videos with commentary, because those take longer, I have to well, obviously record, and then I have to edit the audio files. I have to make sure everything is synced. I have to make sure I'm not making some mistakes here and there. That's why I like, actually, as a side note, that's why I like live streams more than recording, because I'm also much more under stress when I'm recording, because there's only one take and I have to quickly think about what to say. I have to try and not be repetitive, not use the same phrases. And sometimes I do this, and I think you notice it. I sometimes repeat myself or say some things wrong, but it's just stressful because I have to get it all right in one take. With a video like this where I edit, it's much more different, and with a live stream it's different. And you'll probably say, well, you're kind of contradicting yourself, because during a live stream, you know, everything is live, there are no edits. But that's the thing, it's just a much more relaxed environment for some reason, because I just lay back, just play the game, go through, you know, the game, and, you know, even if I miss something, like I miss something that happened in the match, that doesn't matter, because I'm not trying to commentate like on a TV broadcast. For instance, when I'm playing Become a Legend or Master League, it's just gameplay, just having good old fun, you know? And interacting with the viewers plays a big part in this, because it's like in the old days when I would have friends come over, and maybe if they weren't into gaming, they were just watching me play, and we would have fun about what was happening in the game or whatever. And wow, look at this, another reference. It really seems like everything happened in my past prepared me for this YouTube experience, funnily enough. So anyway, just to have much more time to record commentary, to finish the videos, and since there'll be many more videos, and to have more time to schedule live streams and so on, I will, from this new season, start uploading the videos one day before. So let's say you'll have, I don't know, Barcelona against Real Madrid on Saturday, you'll see the simulation of that match on Friday. So everything will be uploaded a day before. This way I'll also avoid confusion, because many times I'll have people, I don't know, clicking on my video and expecting highlights from the real match, or I'll get complaints that I didn't get the score right, as if they were thinking I was trying to recreate the match or something. I mean, that would be very difficult to do, not impossible, but difficult. And that was due to the fact that the publishing date of the video was, well, the same date the match took place. And so, of course, those people can easily check by going to my channel and seeing that the video was actually uploaded 2 hours before, but not everyone does that, so I understand. And so to just completely eliminate this confusion, expect the videos to be uploaded one day before. I think this is a great idea. I hope it will work out well, and hopefully, you know, we'll also give viewers more time to immerse themselves in the videos, in the simulation experience, and give them more time to watch the video and then see if the predicted result was right or not. And this reminds me of the European competitions, the Champions League and the Europa League. Now, I know that Konami has given up the rights for those leagues and EA has now taken them. They will be in FIFA, and it will be very easy to say that since they are in FIFA, the matches from those competitions will only be covered in FIFA. But again, it's going to be a mix. I'm waiting to see if FIFA could get the licenses for all the teams taking part in the competitions. That would be great. It's something that I wish PES could have done, but didn't happen. And to be honest, I don't think that will happen. I think they'll just have the competitions. It's great that they also have it in standalone mode and besides the career modes. So it will be just like in PES, the way it's going to be implemented in the game. But if it won't guarantee the rights to all the teams, then you will once again see a mix of both games, because PES is much more easily moddable, and I'm sure we'll have, like, you know, the smaller clubs like say Astana or Maribor, which are two teams from the top of my head that are usually either in the Champions League or in the Europa League. I'm sure they will be added in PES, because again it's much easier to mod it. So expect a mix of both games in those competitions as well. And I know that the hours of the matches will change for starting from this season, but that won't matter anymore since I'll upload the videos one day before. So Champions League Tuesdays and Wednesdays nights will become Mondays and Tuesdays. Europa League's Thursdays will become Wednesdays. The first few matches in the leagues that will be scheduled for Friday will be uploaded on Thursday, and so on and so on. And I did talk about only 3 games now. There might be some other titles coming on the way. I'm not going to focus only on these 3, of course, but I do want to have a mix of content on this channel, because again, I am mainly focused on gaming in general, not just football. Football is a big part because I'm a big fan of it. That's something else. But yeah, there might be some other titles that I'll cover on this channel. And of course, the games from my past series, I do not want to give that up. I just want to improve the series. I think I have 5 episodes uploaded until now, and those episodes were kind of like let's play style of videos. I briefly talk about the games and my experiences with it, but that's not how I initially imagined and planned this series. I actually want to write scripts, and here is where my passion for video making comes in. I am a big fan of documentaries, and so I want to write scripts and be in depth with the games and my experiences and retell them and maybe try to relive them. So expect much higher quality videos in the games from my past series. I really don't want to give that up. There are still plenty of games that I have to talk about and share my experiences with you guys. So hopefully you'll be looking forward to all this content. At least for today, this is all that I wanted to cover. And again, for the last time, I think I said this 100 times in this video, but it's not final. The information you have heard in this video is not final. It will be updated as we get more news and fresh new information about the games I talk about in the video. So yeah, that's it for now. I thank you for watching this video. I hope you're looking forward to everything that I have planned and announced in this video. As always, I'm looking forward to your comments, so leave a comment down below telling me if you're looking forward to everything that I have planned and all the action and many videos that should be coming up to the channel very soon. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care until then.